How's it going, all you Minties? This is the Uncanny Omar from Near Mint Condition, and join me today for an advanced look at the Fantastic Four Epic Collection at War with Atlantis. So, please stay tuned. And welcome back, everybody. Now, before I get started, a huge thank you to David Gabriel and the fine folks at Marvel for sending us an advanced copy of this Epic Collection. This Epic Collection is due out in the direct market on October 28th. And the direct market, again, is your local comic book shop, places like cheapgraphicnovels.com, Tales of Wonder, and in-stock trades. And a few weeks later, in the book market, so places like Barnes & Noble and Amazon. And so here it is, the 6th Fantastic Four Epic Collection at War with Atlantis. We are now beyond the third omnibus, because the third omnibus collects Fantastic Four 61 through 93. This collects Fantastic Four 88 through 104, and then the Lost Adventure. And I'll be talking a little bit about what the Lost Adventure is. Retails for $39.99, and as always, with these Epic Collections, they tell you the years that are collected in here. So this is 1969 to 1970. Alright, let's go ahead and get this open and talk about the book. And one of the things I've seen is when this was solicited, this was said to have included the annual number 7. So we kick it off with the 88th issue of Fantastic Four. And it's the issue pretty much in the aftermath of the adventure in Latveria, the Fantastic Four coming back home. Sue Richards is like, hey, I got a new house because we have a new baby. By the way, baby's still not named. He's still known as just the baby, which I find interesting, but we'll get there. We'll get to the name of the baby and an introduction of another character. But this is a big two-parter where the Mole Man has pretty much taken over the house, and he's trying to make all the characters blind, and his master plan is to blind everybody. And then in the backup stories are the Skrulls coming to Earth, and we'll talk about that because that's the next arc. It always found this story kind of silly because he's trying to blind the world, and then the Fantastic Four know people like Alicia Masters, and yeah, Johnny Storm has this big speech about like, look, the Thing and Alicia can overcome these horrible things that have happened to them. You can too. And here we have, yes, this, I think this is like a 3 or 4-parter where pretty much the Skrulls come in. I'm going to skip some pages, of course, so you yourself can read these. But it's pretty much the story of how the Skrulls kidnap Ben Grimm and take him into this planet that's like a mobster's 30s planet, shaped after like mobsters in the 30s. So I've always found that interesting. But it's so he can fight in this gladiator style ring and fight against this what is his name, Torgo, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, the Mercy of Torgo. I remembered. Good. Still got that brain. But Reed Richards and Crystal, who's with the Fantastic Four right now, and Johnny Storm come to rescue their friend, which this takes us into the 94th issue right here. So this is the return of the Frightful Four, and this is the very first time we hear the name Franklin Benjamin Richards. So, named after Sue and Johnny's father, after he sacrificed his life, the Skrulls, I think. And then, of course, Uncle Ben. So, that is his middle name. And this introduces us to this character right here of Agatha Harkness, who you're led to believe that she was a witch, and she is going to be the caretaker of Franklin Richards when the Fantastic Four are out there on doing adventures. And she kind of has a rite of passage within her first appearance because she's able to take down the Frightful Four with her witchy ways. Then we have the Monocle Storyline. It's about a plot to assassinate, the UN ambassadors, and the Fantastic Four have to deal with that. Crystal goes back to the Inhumans, and Johnny's all upset. I think they go to the beach on one of these. Well, I haven't read these in years, but I think, they go to the beach, the Return of the Mad Thinker. We're getting ready to hit the 100th issue. Yeah, the monster from the Lost Lagoon. Of course, a take on the monster from the Black Lagoon. The creature from the Black Lagoon, rather. And it turns out there's a twist to that story. But that one reminds me more of the monster-style books than a Fantastic Four issue. Let me see where we are with this. 416 pages is how many pages are included in this particular epic. By the way, there's the return of the Inhumans when Johnny Storm is upset that Crystal is being held against her will, but is she? Well, you can find out. But all of this leads into the big celebration, 100th issue, of the Fantastic Four. Keep in mind, this is all still Stan Lee and Jack Kirby together, working on the same book every month. 100 issues together. But this era is about to come to an end, sadly. But this big anniversary issue has the return of a bunch of their villains. Maybe. When you got the Puppet Master and the Mad Thinker together, things aren't always what they seem. Then we get to issue 101, which is the return of a couple of characters. And that takes us into the final Jack Kirby issue, 102. Which is the return of the Submariner and the return of another villain that we haven't seen since the pages of the X-Men. And that is, of course, Magneto in that outfit. Been a while. But this is the final Fantastic Four issue by Jack Kirby. Apparently there was a creative differences and he left the book. And there was another issue. It's interesting because this collects the Lost Adventure. And the Lost Adventure was actually supposed to be issue 102. This right here with Magneto was supposed to be in issue 103. But I think Stan Lee was not happy with the art, or he couldn't make sense of it, so there was no 102, and they used that art that he used for the original 102 in issue 108, which is not collected here, as flashbacks. But now we have John Romita Sr. coming in and drawing Namor teaming up with Magneto. And they've met before because Magneto tried to recruit him for his Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. All the way, I think that was like X-Men number 6. And, you know, Submariner, or Namor rather, has always been known as the first mutant. And of course Magneto's just trying to manipulate Namor to take over the, well, not the underwater, but above water world, our world. So they get into a fight with the Fantastic Four, and then he just ends up kidnapping, I think, Sue Storm and Lady Dorma. It's kind of like his ace up his sleeve. Yeah, this part right here. And that ends this epic collection. Now, what I want to point out is that annual number 7 is back here. Let me just show you. And here is annual number 7, which I said was not collected in here, but I guess it kind of is, because annual number 7 was just a reprint of a couple stories from the Fantastic Four. But they did reprint all the staff of Marvel, so you may recognize some of these names. So don't feel like you're missing out on anything if you think like, hey, annual number 7 is not back here. But it doesn't state that it's back here. It's just the cover and then those couple of pages. And then we get to Fantastic Four. This is the story of Jack Kirby's issue, 108. So these are the original pages that he handed to Stan Lee, and then Stan Lee was like, I don't know what to do with this. So they used some of these as flashbacks for issue 108. This, again, was supposed to be issue 102. But then later on, I think it was an anniversary or something. Let's go ahead and do it right here. We have the Fantastic Four, The Lost Adventure. So this pretty much is Joe Sinnott and Stan Lee and Jack Kirby with, I think, was it Ron Frenz that fills in some of the pages, the missing pages, to tell the story of this missing adventure. So this was released years later, with Jack Kirby writing the script and Joe Sinnott inking it, and he was Jack Kirby's inker. So we finally get that all collected. And now we have the extras back here in the back. Original pages, that's awesome. There's house ads. Whoa, that's really cool. It's the original cover to issue 90. Cover art. Yeah, there we go. There's some house ads there. And I've always been a big fan of this piece. This is a self-portrait that they did back in the 70s. Actually, let's see. Jack Kirby illustrated this piece in 1970 for a series of Marvel artist self-portraits. And another masterwork back here, cover. And that, as they say, is that. And when this book comes out, you can purchase it from our sponsor, CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online source for collected editions up to 50% off retail price. Cheap Graphic Novels prides itself on excellent packaging, so your stuff gets to you in excellent condition, and they have amazing customer service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And for all you Minties that are watching, if you're a first-time customer, don't forget to mention that Near Mint Condition sent you their way for a promotional credit on free shipping on your next order. Now, this is only for US customers. CheapGraphicNovels.com, your source for the hottest books with deep discounts, customer service, and excellent shipping that will keep you coming back for more. And that was the contents and the page count of this epic collection. Let me know in the comments down below if you're picking the Fantastic Four up in epic collection, if you're waiting for that Omnibus Volume 4, if you've never read some of these stories, or if you've read them and you want to go back and relive them instead of getting out your single issues. Like I mentioned, I'm a huge fan of these epic collections, so I love to spread the news of these books. Again, this was the Uncanny Omar. Please don't forget to hit like, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications, and more importantly, please everybody stay healthy, stay safe, and much love to all of you.